Colman, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's great to see you here, and your path to this spot is amazing. But what's most amazing is your movie, If Beale Street Could Talk. Tell me a little bit about if was anything that was a moment where you took from Fear the Walking Dead and that character, and all of a sudden you've got, you're an actor, but tell me if there's any cross on that.
That's a great question. I don't think there's any, if there's any cross between Victor Strand and Joseph Rivers, I would say that these are both very complicated men who I believe sort of bucks tropes of black men in the world. And so I think that they live similarly in that way. And of course they're played by me, and I try to give as much heart and charisma and complicatedness to my characters so that they're not tropey in any way. I think that Joseph Rivers could easily have been sort of like this hard-nosed, sort of atypical, typical African-American man in the 70s. But I think under Barry's beautiful direction, and working with also Regina and Tiana and Kiki and Stefan, I know that I wanted to make sure that he was very much a loving, gentle soul who was also strong, who could also do some unseemly things off to the side if he needed to take care of his family. He's just an everyman, and I think that he's very much the everyman, and Victor Strand is very much the self-made man. But in the middle, they meet. I think that they would really understand and know each other very well.
Awesome. Now, we just finished Sundance, $50 million in distribution deals between Netflix and Amazon alone. They want to bring more films to the big screen before they do the distribution on their streaming. What are your thoughts on this new game in town and what's happening?
Well, it's clear that like Netflix and Amazon are not going anywhere. They are they're part of the necessary evolution of film. But they also, I think, what we're also struggling with is to bring people together and bring them in the theaters as well. I think that's a great trend as well. I think it'll be important. I think it would be really wonderful if Netflix and Amazon focused with platforms in theaters first before we go to streaming. I feel like, because right now we're sort of in the wild, wild west where it's like we can get content anywhere we want. But I think there's something about the tradition of film, the idea of putting us in a dark space together to wrestle with these questions that we have, that because film also brings community together, the questions you can have this conversation. Like, that's why I'm a man who still stays in the theater as well. It's for that same sort of camaraderie. It is a communal act instead of keeping us separate. So I think that there's a tremendous responsibility, and I think it'll be great if we leaned into that. So it keeps that tradition going. And I think that's something that's just, it's almost like a humanitarian service in a way, you know?
So we're at the Scripter Awards. It's about writing. It's the scripts.
Yeah.
So tell me your thoughts on some future scripts you may be thinking of stepping into writing and directing.
Well, I have one right now. It's at the Geffen Playhouse. It's called Lights Out Nat King Cole, and it's starring Dule Hill. We're in previews right now. We open next Wednesday, the 13th of February, and we run until March 17th, which is the 100th birthday of Nat King Cole. It's a dark, subversive musical, but basically it's about Nat King Cole, but it's also about America. It's deconstructing an American icon to find out who we are in our souls in America. So I co-wrote that. And I have some other things I'm writing, and I'm writing a series for AMC and one for HBO. One is a half-hour comedy, one is a one-hour drama, and it's about families. I try to write family stories in some way, and because it's also maybe part of what I'm wrestling with, about trying to figure out who we are and how do we take care of each other.
Excellent. You have a great night. Thanks for the great
Thank you
interview.
so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
That was great. I'll see you next time.